we're changing the goal for today, okay? Because yesterday we only had 2 people that did real well on our little FCAT test. So here we go. Today it's going to be, I can understand and think about what I read. Here's the problem. We read a paragraph 3 times before we can tell me, Mr. Drowse, what it said. Should we have to read a paragraph 3 times? No. Sometimes we're reading too fast. When we read too fast, we know every single word in it. Do we? No. We got to slow down a little bit, right? Not only we got to slow down, but we got to translate more, right? So here today, what you're going to do is something we're going to talk about. It's called coding. It's going to help you think. It's going to help you slow down. And it's going to force you to try to understand what you're reading, okay? Which is going to help you, because if you don't understand what you're reading, what can you get on your scale? Check it out. To get 4 on your reading scale, one of the points, I understand and can discuss what I have read. That's to get a 4. So if you want a 4 on that reading scale, can you do it if you can't tell me what the book said? No. Can you do it if you didn't translate some of the words and you don't understand what it was? No. To get a 4, you have to understand what you read. So today we're going to do a thing we call coding. Coding is what you will use every time you read. Now, in some books you can't write them, I understand. So I'm going to give you stuff that you can write, okay? Can you write on your big test when they give it to you? Oh yeah, it's your test. Write all over it, circle whatever you want. Very simple, there's only a few steps. When you're reading the actual writing in a text, I want you to circle 2 things. What would be something important to circle? Raise your hand. One thing that's important to circle. What do you think? When you're reading. What?
The names?
Names. Very good. Names are hard to read, right? Yeah, some of us just learned letter sounds, a few months ago. We just learned how to read English, and we're trying to stretch out names that don't make sense, right? If you're having trouble reading a name, should you worry about it? Should you get stuck on that name? No. I want you to circle the names. When you see a name, circle it. If it's the name of a person, if it's the name of a place, if it's the name of a dog, an object, I don't care what it is. If it's a name, circle it. Every name starts with a what? Capital letter. Thank you. Big letter, capital letter. We're going to call it 2 things because you guys like the word big. Capital letter. So you're going to know where the names are. Okay? Because they're going to start with capital letters and big letters. Okay? That's one thing. Open it over here. Number 2. This one's especially for you guys. Words. Words with a question mark. Why? Because it's words you just said. What? Words that words you don't know. Now, when you don't see a word that you don't know, you don't understand. Maybe you can't translate it yet. Do you know every word in English yet? No. Does anybody know every word in English yet? No. Did you watch Obama on TV? He's reading those things off of the teleprompters. He was reading that whole speech the other day. There might have been a few words in that he didn't know. He doesn't write his own speeches. Just telling you that. You think he had to stretch it out? Yes. So if he was doing this, I want him to circle the words that he didn't know. Now for you guys, one little step. A lot of people don't do this. You guys are going to have a little benefit. You're going to have that dictionary. Okay, either in Spanish or in Creole. Okay? Sometimes Portuguese, but we have nobody who has that. So after you find that word in your dictionary, I want you to draw a little line. And I want you to do this. What is it, Cheristone? Translate. Okay? I want it written. Now if you see the same word 10 times, do you need to translate it every time? No. You already have it translated. You can go back and look. Okay? But I want you to translate it. That's going to help you understand a little bit better what you're reading. 2 easy steps. You're going to circle names, and you're going to circle words. Now there's one other thing. We know what paragraphs are, right? Paragraph is usually when we indent, remember? And you see some writing. I'm just going to use lines to show writing right now. And I'll show you another example in a minute. And then there might be a few periods in there. And then write a little bit more, and there's a period. So here's one full paragraph. And then of a sudden I see another indent, so I know a new paragraph just started. See that? Here's what I want you to do. Every paragraph, after you've circled all your names and all your words, I want you to stop. So I would stop, I'd start reading right here. I'd stop at the end of that paragraph, and I want to think, what just happened? What just happened? And I want you to write 1, 2, 3 words in the margin to tell me what happened. Now, that's in a story. You're going to tell me what happened. Something major happened. Now, if you're reading informational text where it's giving me ideas and information, I may just want to put a point what it taught me. Okay? Not what happened, but what it taught me. Okay? So in a story, you're going to tell me what happened. Informational text, you're going to tell me what happened. Why do you think you're writing this inside? Somebody tell me. Why am I going to make you do this? Why?
So you don't have to read it all over again.
Oh, beautiful. You don't have to read it all over again. If you see something in one of the questions, you can say, oh, wait a minute. You're going to look at your little notes, and you can find the paragraph. You don't have to read the whole text again. Some of the texts you guys are going to read, remember we saw that one was 4 pages?
Yeah.
You want to read 4 pages over again?
No.
No. You want to read the same paragraph 3 times? No. Never going to finish like that. If you stop after every paragraph, and think about what it was telling you and write a few words, that is a 4 on our scale. Because that tells me you're thinking about what you're reading, and if you can think of what to write here, you understood what you read. Now, if you finish the paragraph and you can't figure out what to write, what does that tell you? What does that tell you right away? What do I need to do?
Read.
Reread. Yes. If I read that paragraph and I sit there and go, whoa, I have no clue what I just read. I'm still thinking about the Miami Heat game from last night with LeBron James jamming basketball. You need to go back and reread that paragraph. Because I doubt LeBron James wrote that paragraph. I've seen his writing. You don't want to read it. It's bad. Okay? Reread the paragraph until you can figure out and think about what you need to put there. After you've done it, now you're ready to go on to the next paragraph. You're going to do this every paragraph. We'll break it down one more time. There's 3 steps. What's the number 1 step? What do you do?
Names. Circle names.
Circle names. Number 2, what do you do?
Translate the words you don't know.
Translate the words you don't know and make sure you circle those words, okay? Because if you see that word in the question, you need to know where to find it. And the last thing, next to every paragraph, what are you going to do?
Reread.
Well, you're going to reread it if you need to, but what are you going to write?
What happened?
What happened
Sorry.
or what it taught you. If it's an informational text, usually it's what it taught you. If it's a story, it's what happened. Everybody understand? Okay, good. We're going to practice just a little bit.